So Clanging Scales there, just to do a little bit of damage, a little bit of chip damage here. And the Throat Spray is going to pop off as well. So let's see what we can do with this Make It Rain. Terra boosted. Hopefully the damage Kommo-o did accounted for the special attack drop, and it did. So we're able to take out Tyranitar and Hydreigon. Turn 3 now. Alright, what is up, trainer? So it's been a short little while. I've been coming up with more and more teams in secret, but here we go today. Today we got Kommo-o. Now Kommo-o is a really good Pokemon that I didn't get the privilege of using back in Pokemon Sun and Moon in its debut, but right here we got something pretty interesting. So I will say this team, I fought this team in a tournament. So what I decided to do is I decided to be like, hey, you know what, let me reverse engineer and see if I can't use it for myself. So this is what I came up with here. So we got Kommo-o here. Kommo-o right here with Clangorous Soul. So I'm gonna hop right into it. Clangorous Soul, the user loses 33% of its HP and it gains a +1 to all attacks. So literally this move is like the personification of what a Z move even is. You know, even though the mechanic doesn't exist anymore. But we're gonna gain +1 to every stat, lose 33% of our HP. We got Protect on here. We got Flamethrower. Flamethrower with the Terra Fire. That's gonna be really good there. We got Clanging Scales as well. Clanging Scales. Now, in this meta where there's fairy types running around like Primarina and Sylveon, it's gonna be a little tough here. But Clanging Scales is gonna be really good. It's gonna be able to hit both Pokemon for 110 base power, 100 accuracy, but it's going to lower your defense by 1. That's not going to matter so much because you're going to have really good redirection on this team. So we have that. We have Throat Spray. Throat Spray raises the special attack by 1 after it uses a sound move. And Clanging Scale counts as a sound move, so you're going to be able to get a +2 special attack boost from using the Clangorous Soul into the Clanging Scales. We're going to go into EVs here. I decided to go Timid Nature just to make this thing as fast as possible. Base 85 isn't the worst and it's not the best, so we just want to go all in for speed. We're going to max its special attack and its speed there. I gave it the Fire Terra type, and I gave it the ability Soundproof. So the ability Soundproof is going to be pretty interesting because this Pokemon is immune to sound-based moves, unless it's used the move. So what I will say about Soundproof for Kommo-o, in a lot of Primarina matchups and Sylveon matchups, I've had so much success because most of those Pokemon run either Hyper Voice to hit me when I'm Terra Fire, or they try to use Hyper Voice to hit me while I'm unterastalized. So Soundproof's going to protect you from Hyper Voice meta at least. So we have that there. We have Sinistcha here. Sinistcha here is going to be really good redirection. We got Redirection and Rage Powder. Rage Powder is going to be really good. You're going to be able to draw on all the Pokemon that aren't Grass type or have safety goggles. So we have that. Matcha Gotcha, Life Dew, Trick Room. Trick Room is going to be really good here because we got Pokemon like Torkoal on the team. So the reason Sinistcha pairs so well with this team is Sinistcha has the ability Hospitality. So you're going to restore 1/4 of your HP when you switch in. So pairing that with Kommo-o, you're going to literally heal off the damage you do yourself with the Clangorous Soul. So we got that. We do got Terra Poison on the Sinistcha. Terra Poison is just like, for me, it's just a nice all-around defensive typing. Now, what you could do is you could go Terra Water. Terra Water always could be good too. So you guys can kind of tweak it when you guys get the paste yourself. So we have that. We decided to go bulky, Relaxed Nature. So we want to lower its speed with that Relaxed Nature while boosting its defense, so we can benefit really good in Trick Room. So max HP, max defense, 4 in special attack. You can kind of tweak this a little bit, but I'm not really trying to hit as hard with this Pokemon. I just want this thing to stay on the field for as long as possible. I did give it a Citrus Berry to kind of heal it back a little bit when it's half health. That's going to be really good here. We got Gholdengo. So Gholdengo on this team, I've always been a fan of Gholdengo. Gholdengo, good as gold, is going to be nice because essentially you're just immune to status moves. So if you have Sinistcha and Gholdengo on the field, Amoonguss can't do a darn thing to you. So that kind of gives me confidence going into those matchups where they try to do Spore shenanigans. But what we did here is we gave it Choice Specs. So Choice Specs, we're just going to hit really hard. Choice Specs, Make It Rain. most matchups, depending on the Pokemon, we can just go in there, go Terra, Rage Powder, and just make it rain, you know? Just spam make it rain, choice specs. I did give it Shadow Ball and Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt I gave it just because there's so many rain teams running around, and I just want to be able to just hit them for like max damage. Shadow Ball, standard move against opposing Gholdengo. And now we do have Trick here. So Trick, the user switches the held item with the target. So I have choice specs, and that's going to lock me into a move. But I do like the idea of using Trick, because Trick, Pokemon like Incineroar or either Amoonguss, you know, those Pokemon like to use all 4 of their moves. So if you lock them into one move, especially with that good as gold ability, they can't do much to you in the end result. So if we go over to the EVs here, we went ahead and maxed its special attack. We want to be able to hit as hard as possible. We did go a little bulky here. We put 228 EVs into the HP stat. We put 20 into the speed just to kind of speed creep other Pokemon in the speed tier. 4 special defense, standard stuff. Steel Terra type just to be as strong as possible. And the next Pokemon we got here, we got Smeargle. So Smeargle here, we're just going to use it as a fast, bulky support. So max speed, max HP, jolly nature. I gave it the Ghost Terra type. So the Ghost Terra type is going to be good here because an opposing matchup, say you got turn 1 Incineroars running around, you can just go Terra Ghost if you really need to. Follow me, and your focus sash stays intact. I got that. Follow me, Fake Out. Fake Out is going to be good, just allows, you know, it allows Kommo-o just to hit that Clangorous Soul. So usually I lead Kommo-o and Smeargle like 90% of the time. So we have Spore as well. So this is literally like our Amoonguss at home. We're able to get that Spore damage off. Say if you were to go for a Protect on Kommo-o, you can just Spore something, and then you can get the Clangorous Soul off anyways next turn. I like using this shenanigan if my opponent has something on the field. You know, that Smeargle can normally outspeed. Base 75 isn't the fastest, but there are Pokemon that it can outspeed like that. But we got that. Spiky Shield just to kind of, you know, we get to a point to where the opponents want Smeargle gone. You can just Spiky Shield, get a little bit of chip damage on them, break their sash, whatever it may be. We do have the Moody ability here. It's just going to boost a random stat. You might as well have it because there is a chance that you can get a speed boost, which at that point you can just throw spores all over. So we have that there. So let's see. So I was saying earlier, Sinistra. Sinistra has Trick Room, right? So that's why we have Torkoal on this team. Torkoal on the team with the Assault Vest. So you guys know what you guys are thinking. You guys are like, oh, this guy's crazy. You know, Assault Vest on Torkoal. Well, look at this Torkoal. Torkoal has a base 140 defense stat and a base 70 SPDEF. I just decided to just give it the Assault Vest and let Torkoal hit as hard as possible, because this whole team is literally just built on making Kommo-o the greatest Pokemon right here. So these are like perfect supports here. So with Torkoal, we just want to go Quiet Nature to benefit the most from Trick Room with that speed drop. We got max special attack, 244 in HP, 12 in SPDEF. The defense stat doesn't need any investment because we're not really using body press or anything. But we got the Drought ability. The Drought ability is always nice because even if I don't have Pokemon on this team that benefits so much from the weather, it's really good in shutting down opposing rain teams. Stuff like that. We have enough fire on this team that, you know, we've won most of our Typhlosion matchups with Drought. So we have that. Eruption. Eruption is going to be a really good move if Trick Room is up. Other than that, I like to go for Weather Ball. Weather Ball is just going to be really good damage, just right off from the Sun 100 base power. We do have Clear Smog. So Clear Smog, I wanted to keep that for Dondozo matchups. Now, I know I want to go all in for damage. So what I could do is I could go Terra Water here against the Dondozo and then just Clear Smog it that way. But just for now, I like using it as a Trick Room sweeper. So we got that. And the last Pokemon we got here, we got Incineroar. So Incineroar, we went Careful Nature on here. We want to be able to boost its special defense since we're not going to be running Assault Vest. I did give it Safety Goggles so I can hit my mark even against Amoonguss. Max HP, 4 in attack, 140 defense, 76 SPDEF, and 36 speed just to kind of speed creep other Incineroar when it comes to Fake Out. So we got Fake Out, Flare Blitz, Parting Shot, Knockoff, Standard Incineroar, Intimidate of course, Terra type Ghost. Terra type Ghost is just to where we don't get creamed by those fighting types. Or at least we could bait our Chaladon for a turn with the body press shenanigans. But yeah, that's pretty much the team here. And, you know, I'm going to a local this week. So what I'm going to do is this is the team I'm actually going to be running. So I'm pretty confident in this team. I've been running it in best of 3 for like the whole weekend. And I'm literally winning like at least 91% of my battles so far. So I'm pretty confident in this. But I want to go ahead and take you guys onto the battlefield to show you guys the team's usage firsthand. Alright, trainers, so here we go. My opponent coming at me with another team. This time they have an interesting take on a Sun team. So in the team preview, I saw that they had Torkoal, Noivern. They do have Typhlosion. That Typhlosion is kind of scary, so I wonder if they brought it. So what I did bring is I brought Kommo-o, Smeargle, Sinistra, and Incineroar here. So right away with that Torkoal, I know Eruption's coming. So the play that I could do, let's see. Maybe I'm gonna go for the Clangorous Soul. Let's go for the Clangorous Soul there, and let's honestly fake out the Noivern. I'm not too worried about Noivern. I don't think it has a lot of spread moves outside of moves like Boom Burst. So we're gonna fake it out, go for the Clangorous Soul. Hopefully the defense boost could help us out. And maybe next turn we could take out the Noivern, and we could also put Torkoal to sleep. So that's pretty much my idea here. Noivern's going to get Terraslized. What Terra, though? Terra Dragon, okay. Let's see what happens here. So yeah, we're going to fake it out there. It doesn't matter what it does. So here we go. Clangorous Soul is going to be able to connect. So let's see. Yeah, we're going to boost all our stats by 1. There we go. Now, Torkoal probably is going to pop off, though. Let's not count Torkoal out. Ooh, Torkoal's setting up Stealth Rocks. Okay, now that is a little odd for VGC. I know in VGC you don't normally see hazards as much, but it is something to be respected. Smeargle is going to get that speed boost. That is kind of what we wanted there. So now what we're going to do is we can go for the Clanging Scales. Clanging Scales, and let's see. We could probably put Torkoal to sleep as well. Just because. I don't think the Follow Me would have done much. Let's see what happens here. And like, I mean, Hisui Samurai, you do see hazards in that a lot. From using Ceaseless Edge to set up that layer of spikes. Or like Glamora. But Torkoal doing it, it was a little odd. Like I said. So here we go. We should be able to KO here. So Smeargle isn't going to be able to get the Spore off. So Torkoal is going to be able to stay on the field another turn. So let's see what happens here. Clanging Scales. We should be able to take the Noivern out without a doubt. So there we go. Yep, so we're going to be able to drop Noivern. So you guys can kind of see how this team can kind of keep snowballing. So we still have, you know, we have Follow Me support still. So that's going to be good there. So Smeargle's Moody's going to boost his attack, not that it's going to be using it as much. And we still got our Focus Sash intact. So if we really want to, we can go for another Follow Me into the Clangorous Soul. Well, let's see what my opponent sends out. My opponent going to send out Levani. So Levani's going to come out. Now, what I can do here is I can just go for Clanging Scales again. At this point, you can just honestly press buttons. So let's see. Yeah, let's go Terrifier. Terrifier, Clangorous Soul, and well, let's see. We may not even have to do that. Clanging Scales. Let's just do some Follow Me action again. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Like I said, tomorrow when I go to this little local, it is going to be interesting to use this Pokemon. So the Levani is going to go for the String Shot. Now that is a nice tech. Smeargle is going to avoid the attack. But Kommo is going to get a -2 speed drop. But it's not going to matter. We are going to be able to get that Clinging Scales off still. And Torkoal going to go for the Heat Wave. Interesting choice. Interesting choice. Okay. So yeah, this is tough. So, I mean, honestly, we could just keep pressing Clinging Scales. I mean, I don't see why not. So we're gonna follow me here again, and we're gonna draw on whatever the Levante decides to throw out. And like, if we really want to, we could have brought Sinistra, sent Sinistra out, and the Air Slash. Yo, that Air Slash was deadly. I didn't know Levante got Air Slash. You know, that's what I always tell everyone. Like, when you're making these VGC teams, anything you see your opponent do that's brand new, make a note of that. I didn't know Levante got Air Slash, so like, you guys may see a Levante video this week, you know. I do know it has a decent attack stat. But what we are going to do, we're going to send Incineroar out. What we can do here, again, we can just go for like a fake out and then another Clanging Soul. And you guys can see, we got Incineroar out now. And it's Typhlosion, so now Typhlosion is going to be kind of hard to beat because we're not going to be able to hit it with fake out. But it does have Eruption. And Eruption, I'm not too worried about in the slightest. So Incineroar is going to take a little bit of damage from that Stealth Rock set up by Torkoal. But what we could do here is, let's see. Maybe we could just go for Protect here, right? Maybe Protect Knockoff. I thought that should do considerable damage. So Protect, Knockoff. Knockoff, I'm pretty sure it's holding an item, so we're going to be able to get double damage off. So let's see what happens here. And I am going to have the rental code for everyone like normal. I'll have it in the description. It'll pop up somewhere in the video. And look at the Focus Blast, yo. Okay, Incineroar does hold on by a hair. That was insane. That was really insane. So now I guess here I could just go for the Clanging Scales. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to have rental codes and all that stuff, you know. Like I said, I've really been in the lab trying to come up with all sorts of teams. I know the Baltimore Regional just finished. Lots of new interesting teams there. So, you know, you guys take the time to filter through and see what works. But we're going to go ahead and finish this battle off. And, you know, hopefully you guys got a good idea of how to use a team. Now, this team, its power level did seem a little bit higher. But I have been using... Alright, trainers. So, in this battle, it's going to be a really interesting match here. So, I had my opponent increase the power level a little bit. And it turns out they're going to use one of my rental teams here. So, pretty much right here, it feels like I'm going to be doing a mirror match against myself. And I know how good that Sand team is. Like in Regulation H right now, a lot of people aren't talking about Sand, but that team is really good. So what I'm going to have to do here is I know that Tyranitar is going to be a problem, especially if I go Terra Fire into the Kommo-o. And if I don't Terra Fire, Hydreigon's going to be an issue. But there's a lot of things going on right now. So what I'm thinking my best play could be is send Gholdengo out. And let's see. Maybe Gholdengo, Sinistra, Gholdengo, maybe Gholdengo and Incineroar. But then we do got to kill a Wild Troll. It's a tough call. It's a tough call, I will say. So let's do Gholdengo and Incineroar. Kommo-o. And I guess Sinistra. Well, okay, there we go. So it was hard tweak. I had to bring Torkoal. If your opponent has weather, always bring your weather setter. Just where you can have some counterplay there. Let's see what happens. So, okay, looks like my opponent's going to start off heavy with the common Excadrill Tyranitar lead. Now, I do remember my Tyranitar does have the Terra Flying, just where you can pop off those Earthquakes. It's a mean team. And honestly, too, Gholdengo is going to have double speed right now. Man. Not Gholdengo, but Excadrill. So what we could do here is, let's see. Probably swap Torkoal in. Yeah, swap Torkoal in and hit Excadrill with a Flamethrower. I thought that's going to be the optimal play. It's tough. It's tough because Regulation H, there's honestly like you can't prepare for every single team. So I mean, there's kind of the fun in that. But I don't really think none of these teams are bad per se. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and counter the Sandstorm with the Sun. There's a Flamethrower, 50% boosted. We are able to take Excadrill out turn 1. So that's gonna be really good for us right there. Now, if I stayed in, ooh, that's gonna hurt a little bit. Well, if I stayed in and I didn't bring in Torkoal, Excadrill would have obliterated me. It really would have. But we were able to do that without the Terra. So let's see what my opponent sends in next. The fact that their Tyranitar's already out, that means we have weather control until Tyranitar does decide to swap. So let's see what we can do here. Oh, so it's going to be Hydreigon, okay. Hydreigon's going to hit the field. I don't know what they'll have in the back. Maybe Earth Power on the Tyranitar slot. Yeah. And let's just protect the Kommo-o. Let's play pretty safe here. Oh, snap. Is Tyranitar going to Terastallize? Okay, good. I kind of got afraid for a second. I was going to say. Hopefully my opponent gets eager and we get to soak it up with a Protect here. I'm assuming a Draco's about to be dropped. Hydreigon doing the Earth Power. Okay. Can we avoid that Torkoal? Nope. Okay. So Torkoal is going to go down. My opponent did well in double targeting into it. So the Terastallization already hit. So what we can do now, let's see. I can send out my Gholdengo. Gholdengo, we could go Terra Steel, make it rain. That's going to do considerable damage. And honestly, we could just pop a Clanging Scales just because. I feel like we can afford it. Because even if Kommo-o goes down, if we can take out Tyranitar, then that's going to be huge. So we're going to go ahead and Terastallize into a Steel Terra just to put even more damage on that Make It Rain. Mind you, we are already Choice Specs boosted with Max Special Attack investment. So let's see what Gholdengo can do here. Hydreigon going to go for the Snarl though. Soundproof. So Clanging Scales there, just to do a little bit of damage, a little bit of chip damage here. And the Throat Spray is going to pop off as well. So let's see what we can do with this Make It Rain. Terra boosted. Hopefully the damage Kommo-o did account it for the special attack drop, and it did. So we're able to take out Tyranitar and Hydreigon. Turn 3 now. So we pretty much have a really good board here. We still got Sinistcha in the back. We got 2 Pokemon with really good spread moves in the form of Kommo-o and Gholdengo. So let's see what my opponent's final Pokemon could be. Let's see. It has to either be like Houndstone or Sylveon, something like that. No, we did well there. And then we still got the Sun up right now, so we could get some extra damage off of Flamethrower. 50% increase. 50% increase plus 2. So you guys kind of see how Torkoal adds so much to the team as well. Weather control, and it also boosts Kommo-o's Flamethrower. So it's going to be Kilowattrel, okay. Yeah, we're not worried. So yeah, we're going to go for the Make It Rain there. And I guess I have to go for Protect. Because Kilowattrel has Protect as well. Ooh, Weather Ball. That's good. Good tech. Good tech. Good tech. Yeah, that was really good tech. See, the Killer Ultra does its thing. Weather Ball, Fire type move in the sun. Essentially a stronger flamethrower. So we are going to get Kommo-o boosted back up a little bit with that hospitality. So I guess a play here could be Rage Powder. And I guess we could try Clangorous Soul here. Killer Ultra is in a good position right now. It really is. Air Slash. Sinister able to hold on. That's huge. That pretty much just won us the game. That had to have been a damage roll. That had to have been a damage roll. So we did go for the Clangorous Soul here. So now what we can do is we can hit our Clanging Scales and maybe a Matcha Gotcha just to finish Breaking Sash. That's the only way we could win because that Killer Ultra was a menace. And you know, my opponent probably hasn't used his rental code as much, so they don't know the lengths of which they can go. But right now we're just going to go for a Rage or Matcha Gotcha and Clanging Scales. So this should be the finishing move. And even if Kommo-o goes down, then it's just going to be able to finish. And if Sinister can't finish, you guys will see. So there we go. Oh, man, okay. I forgot. I didn't even have Focus Sash. So we did win that. So you guys can see how strong the team really is. So, like I said, there's going to be a rental. There's going to be a Poke Pace where you guys can modify it. And hopefully this guy can win at your local events. You know, I'm going to be going on Wednesday, and I'll come back with a full team report on how I did.